What's going on, guys? It's Red Bull Tanker, and welcome back to Axis and Allies Simultaneously 1940. I am here to announce that Airsoft Commando has reluctantly thrown in the towel. Some of the reasonings that he gave was that um, basically how he saw it with what has happened now in Europe and what has happened in the Pacific and in China. The best he could hope for was to basically just keep drawing the game out until eventually the Axis powers were just overwhelmed by the Allies. So, uh, so the game is over. The Allies are victorious. It was it was a hard fought game. I will definitely say that. For the most part, him and I played it pretty well. We each made our own mistakes as time went through. Like I've said before, on turn 2 when I saw that, on turn 1 when he put all of his navy here in Japan, and then I put everyone in Hawaii. When he didn't move on turn 2, I probably should have taken the fleet and gone back to San Francisco instead of leaving it here to just get mauled by the Japanese. So that was definitely one of my bigger mistakes of the game. Um, for him, he was saying that what he should have done with Italy, since Italy was going before everyone else, was to gather up his transports and fleet, come here, try and land in the Middle East, and then prep for an attack against southern Russia in conjunction with Germany launching Barbarossa, which is something that could be an issue. We definitely do plan to try and play this again someday. That is definitely one issue that's one thing that I see that could be an issue, and that's something that a couple other people have raised that could be an issue as well. That with Italy going before Britain, Italy could storm into the Middle East, create a decent bridgehead or create a decent beachhead, and then they'll just swamp the Russians when they decide to go in for Barbarossa. Though Airsoft Commando does counter with that. Britain has the Allies do have a significant force here in Egypt that could go deal with it, but at the same time, the Italians also still have this big force here that has to be dealt with. And if the British Navy is knocked out turn 1, then that definitely causes issues and definitely impresses the Brits to get to Persia turn 1 and get this taken care of. But, depending what he brings over here, turn 2 he activates Iraq. Turn 2, the Brits are able to build the factory, but by then it might be too late. It's just one of those things that just kind of has to be war gamed out. But a couple people raised concerns, and I definitely see their concerns. Excuse me. Sorry everybody. But overall, I think the game went very well. It was definitely nail biting for a hot minute there. Especially over here in the Pacific with Japan basically taking Hawaii and then just dumping aircraft on it the entire time. And that was one thing I didn't mention, was not only were we doing simultaneous, we were also changing up a few of the rules. So during that naval battle, Japan, we changed the scramble rules, where you can scramble as many as you want. It's just obviously it's at your discretion what you want to risk. And so because he was putting so many planes on Hawaii, it was getting nail biting, because if I waited any longer, he'd just keep putting aircraft on Hawaii until I wouldn't have been able to match it with my fleet. Not to mention too, the more money I kept putting over here was money being taken away from here, which was causing a detriment, because Russia was getting into some serious trouble because Germany was being able to focus all of its IPC pretty much over here. But looking at the Russians, definitely the Russians definitely held their own. They got some good rolls. I made some moves that I think worked very well, and just kind of grinding them down. And then obviously, once Italy was taken care of, the Brits were able to start building up in the Middle East, and then we're gonna start sending troops into Russia to help them out there. All right, so now we come to the what's next, like always. So what is next is a game from HBG, or Historical Board Gaming. It is their Korean War game. I picked this up, I got this from them a couple months ago. However, when you buy it from HBG, they just send you a PDF file of the map, so you actually have to go to like an Office Depot, an Office Max, somewhere where you can get the map printed. So you can play it. And then they give you the files for the IPC chart, the turn calendar, the setups, and all that other stuff. Some of the documents came out really grainy, so I did have to. I'll show more in my introduction video when I do the introduction for this. But overall, I do like the map. The map is really good. Yeah, be on the lookout for our introduction video for that. And we hope to get this game started next week. Unlike G40, like while we were playing G40, Airsoft Commando always wanted to be here in person to make sure that he wasn't missing anything. This time for Korea, we were kind of talking. We think this game we might actually be able to we might actually be able to not only play this in person, but I can play through pictures that I send him through either Facebook or Discord, and then he can tell me what he wants to do for whatever side he picks. We haven't picked who's going to play who yet as well, but yeah. So we have the Korea game next. We should be starting that next week, and I've said this before. Especially now with this Korea map, I definitely the gears are spinning more on doing adding to the variants of the 1951 game that I've been showing you guys throughout the years. Combining this one with the Operation Unthinkable map, and then combining that with the Operation Unthinkable map, I could probably do, kind of do a little bit more of an in-depth version, kind of closely more relating what happened in the books, the Hot War series that was written by Harry Turtledove. But all right, that is going to be it for this set of videos. Like I said, the game was fun. We'll probably try it again someday. We might, and we probably won't change anything yet. Well, we're not going to change anything. So, but yeah, that is it for now. And I hope you guys will stay tuned and come and watch as we fight the Korean War next. So until then, guys, as always, take care.